Yo, what's going on YouTube? Energetic here, back with another video. So if you read the title, you know that this video is about breaking through your slump in Call of Duty. Now, everyone goes through slumps. Slumps are natural, even for the best of players. I just went through a slump like yesterday, and actually the past 2 days I was going through a slump. You know, it's just like basketball or any sport. Steph Curry goes through slumps, LeBron, Kobe, they all went through slumps throughout their career, and they do things to get over it. And in video games, it's the same thing. Same thing applies. There's steps that you can take to get over those slumps, and I'm about to tell you those. But before I get into them, I just want to ask you guys to like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm trying to hit 50 subscribers, and I would really appreciate it if you guys can help me do that. My goal is 50 for the end of the month. But screw all that, man. Let's just get straight into it. So the first tip for getting over your slump is to identify your flaws and to do what is needed depending on what your flaw is. So what I mean by this is, let's say your flaw was your routes. Maybe you're taking bad routes. What you need to do is pay attention more whenever you're running routes. Be more strategic about where you're going, and look on the mini map and see where your teammates are. See where the enemies are at. Don't just rush into an area where there are a whole bunch of enemies and you don't have any backup. That's going to get you killed unless you're the best player in the world. But even then, you're probably still going to get killed. You know, that's just one example, you know. Your flaw can be aim. Your flaw can be decision making. Yeah, whatever, you know. So identify your flaw and what it is that you need to fix. And then the second tip I got is just taking a brief break from the game. Now, I think that this is very important because sometimes, you know, you play a lot and sometimes you just need a break. You know, it's always good to take breaks from whatever game you're playing. Just, you know, even if it's like short. Like when I say brief, I mean like maybe like an hour or so, or even more. It could be longer than that. Try not to take too much time off, because then you might get rusty. But just take some time off and play something else, or go watch some videos on YouTube, or I don't know, take a nap. I don't know, you do whatever you got to do, but just take a break from the game, come back refreshed and with new life. That's basically what you got to do, because once you do that, I'm not saying guaranteed you're gonna break out of your slump, but it's something that can definitely help you out. Now for the third tip, this is gonna sound like it contradicts the last one, but the third tip is staying consistent on the game. Now I just said you need to take a break, and yeah, like I said, it needs to be brief. But once you get back on playing the game, like, don't take a prolonged break from the game. You got to keep playing the game, or else you're never gonna break out of your slump. For any of you who might play basketball, you know, good shooters, they always say that they got to keep shooting in order to get out of their shooting slump, because if they don't keep shooting, then they're never going to find a rhythm. And the same thing applies here. You got to keep playing the game, or else you're just never going to get out of the slump, because you're just not going to be fixing what is the problem. You're not going to be addressing the problem, and without addressing the problem, you're never going to get back to your prime, man. I'm telling you right now, man. So stay consistent on the game. Don't take too long breaks. Take a break when you need to, but don't stop playing the game for like days or weeks. If you consistently play the game for days upon days, don't go ahead and stop playing the game for days, because then you're just going to be rusty when you get back on, and you're not going to be helping yourself. The next tip, number 4, is to avoid raging. Now, I know when you're going through a slump, it could be very stressful. I have a personal standard of excellence for myself when I play the game. I know what I'm capable of, and when I don't perform up to standard, it really pisses me off. And like those past 2 days when I was going through the slump that I was going through, it was tough, man. And all I wanted to do was just get so angry. Like, I was getting so mad. But the thing is, you just got to take the time to really just relax and understand it is just a game. It really isn't that serious. And that you're going to be back in your prime if you just really just calm down. Like, I know what I'm capable of. Nobody's going to stop me from getting to that. So just relax. Take a breather. And just really just relax, you know? Because if you keep getting mad, you're just going to end up doing something stupid. You don't want to break a controller, pay money, or even in the game, you might start making dumb decisions because you're mad, and you end up doing worse than when you were calm, you know? 5th tip, the final tip, is to rewatch your games and also compare your bad ones to your good ones. So when I say rewatch your games, go in theater mode, or if you save them on your console, whatever, or your PC, whatever, just go back and watch them, and the gameplays that you play bad in, just watch them and identify what you're doing wrong in those. And it's kind of related to the first tip, but identify what you're doing wrong and try to correct it. Yeah, it's basically the same thing as the first tip, but then compare it also to your good games. So I know you have your good games where you go crazy and you feel like you're the best player in the world. Watch those games too and pay attention to what you're doing right. Sometimes it might just be the other team sucks, so you get lucky, but obviously you're doing something right too. So you got to pay attention to what you're doing right and compare it to what you're doing wrong in the bad games, and try to apply what you're doing right in the games that you do well. Try to apply that for whenever's the next time you play, and you should be good. Now, me personally, I had the slump that I went through. I think it was because my aim was like so off. I don't know what was going on. Like, usually my aim is really good, but for some reason it went off, and I was like, okay, how am I gonna fix it? So I thought about it, and I went into custom games, and I'm gonna show you right now what I did. Okay, so I'm in custom games. If your slump is because of your aim, if you think that's the problem that you're having and that's why you're playing bad, I'm gonna tell you what to do right now. So you want to go into a custom games. You want to set it to free-for-all Nuketown. Just put bot settings, put it on recruit. You don't want these guys smoking you. That's not what we're here for. Put the rules. Go ahead and put the time limit. I mean, you could really put whatever you want, but I just put unlimited because I want to play for as long as I want. Make sure you put the minimap to constant because you always want there to be you want to know exactly where the enemies are. So yeah, put Nuketown, free-for-all, unlimited time, bots recruit. Make whatever class you want. Usually I do this with a running gun type class because it's going to be fast-paced, enemies all over the place. So these I use like the Vapor, the Maddox, or whatever. You can use whatever you want though. So we load up. Okay, don't be an idiot like me. I literally forgot to put in bots, and then I was just in a lobby by myself. Okay, so I'm getting ready to get hit up. Okay, so you see we're here in free-for-all, right? So what you want to do is if you're having trouble with your aim, this is what you do. Go around, just start killing people. Boom. Now the thing is, you want to focus on hitting your shots. So when you approach somebody, I want you to snap onto the target, and then once you see somebody else, just take your aim off real quick and then snap onto the next guy. So look, when you see someone, just ADS and then take off your ADS and then just keep doing it. Don't hold down your ADS to kill multiple people. Take your ADS off because you really want to snap to people. You want to make sure you're hitting your shots. You see, as soon as I get the kill, I stop aiming my gun.
Hostile kill.
And then once I see another enemy, the ADS again. Now what this is gonna do, this is really gonna warm your hands up. Some people do this like when they first get on the game, and it really helps them just to get their aim down if you haven't played a game at all. But this helps you with snapping onto your targets. And it gets your aim down. If you're going through a slump, hopefully you can break out of it. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, or if you just enjoyed it, if you like my content, then just hit the like button. And like I said, subscribe, because we're trying to hit 50 right now. This guy's truly trying to radiate me, bro. We're trying to hit 50, so I really appreciate it if you guys can help me out with that. But that's it for the video, man. Peace out.